Yeah, how's it going? My name is Matthew, aka EZBOT, and we're back with another live stream. Today we're having a look at the Moog Labyrinth, which is awesome. I mean, it's definitely very cool. I'm very excited to have one, and it was a couple of nights ago, right before I went to bed. It was really late. I was up editing a video, and it was very late, and suddenly I was like, oh my god. The Labyrinth would fit in a 62 HP Intellijel palette case, and then I have a 3U or a 1U to 3U converter. I can use an effects aid and have like an effect built in with the Labyrinth, as well as an oscilloscope and some other stuff, which is what I ended up doing with the Labyrinth, and it turned out spectacular. I absolutely love it. So this is really cool. I'll show you. So this is the Labyrinth in a 62 HP Intellijel case, and the music that you heard as the stream started, everything but the kick and the hi-hat is all Moog Labyrinth. So I've been just sampling snippets, little lines, messing with them on the Digitakt. I haven't really used my Syntakt since I got the Labyrinth because I'm having so much fun doing this, but now I'm like, oh, I can build this like dream techno set that I've wanted to do because it just thinks the way, like the workflow on it, the brain in it makes groovy little patterns that modulate over time, or that you modulate over time, because it has these big knobs so you do yourself. And I'm just in love with it. And I know a million people have already covered tutorials on the Labyrinth and techno on the Labyrinth. And so what we're gonna do is we're not gonna like cover the Labyrinth. I'm just gonna assume that you know what you're doing with the Labyrinth, and we're just gonna make music with it today. I'm just gonna record snippets and just talk about it, and maybe even people will point things out to me, things that you can do with it that I haven't figured out yet. I've only had it for a few days, and I've been diving into it for the last like 2 days. I read the manual today, so I was just learning it immediately, because it is, I mean, it's a little confusing. Like, mildly. It's less confusing than the Subharmonicon, I think, which is a similar style device to this. I'd say, like, this is a mix between the Subharmonicon and the DFAM, which is a really cool combo, right? Generative dual sequencers with more percussive sounds, because this does percussive sounds really well. I do have, like, I mean, I have critiques for it. There's nothing that Moog can do about it. It's critiques on choices that they picked for the semi-modular side of the device. I would have liked to have seen some modulation sections for like the decay length. That's a really important parameter, I think, in here, is like having the decay length. I have to manually set it. It's fine because I love what I'm getting from this device. I'm not going to complain about that, but those are my critiques. I would like some CV. Some of the CV choices that they picked aren't what I have picked, would have been what I had picked had I been the developer for this device. But of course, I am not the developer for this device. Moog is, and Moog makes amazing stuff. So that's, you know, that's my main critique, is just some of the modulation section. That's it. Otherwise, this thing is awesome. Sounds amazing. Here's so I paired it with this FX aid. You can get these. This one was made by Acid Rain. I don't think they make them anymore. But there's a bunch of different people who make these 3U modifiers that you can put in, or 1U to 3U, or 3U to 1U mods that you can put in your 1U section to take 4 HP modules. And the effects aid is awesome. If you don't have an effects aid, I have a couple of them, and they're fantastic little devices. This is the first time that I've played with my Eurorack in a while, and it's the first time I went shopping for Eurorack modules where I was like, I want to buy something for my Eurorack system. I was thinking I might get a second one of these 3U converters and put it next to this one, and then put a second effects aid in here so that I can have more effects options. Like maybe use one as a distortion and the other one as like a reverb delay unit. But let me show you some of the sounds I've captured with it so far. So this was the initial sound. This is with the effects aid coming in. These sounds are so cool. Ridiculous, just ridiculous. Absolutely love it. So check it, this is what I have going on here. When I don't have the kick running, and we just hear this pattern, These two patterns, let's get the hi-hat out here too. These two patterns are the first things I recorded from the DFAM. You know, I had some effects aid on it. Not DFAM, whoa! From the Labyrinth. And I had some effects aid on it, and it just sounded so good. I was immediately just like, what? This is awesome. Also, draw a comparison to another device that I was really infatuated with, never purchased, borrowed once, but the power supply was a European power supply, and I ended up having to give it back before I could get my hands on an American power supply, was the Lep Loop. I feel like the Lep Loop and the Labyrinth have a bit of crossover. The Lep Loop uses a sample and hold style sequencer. This doesn't, but it's got the same squeakiness and stuff that you can do that this can do as well. Really cool. Also, I mean, as far as I can tell from the demos, the Lep Loop seems like a really beautiful, awesome Italian groove box, fully analog, and it has individual outs. You should check that out too. If you like this, check out a Lep Loop. You might like that as well. But anyway, here's the sounds. They're in my Digitakt II. Once again, we love stereo sampling, don't we? We just love stereo sampling. This is Labyrinth on the Digitakt. So is that little sound you just heard? It'll come up? Yeah. Let's go over here. I think it's page 5. Like, listen to this one. I love it. I love those sounds. Wait, check this out. We started off here. Ridiculous. I don't even have to try anymore. This thing just does all the work for you. It's so good. So good. Mixer. Oops. Get out of here. Sounds are so awesome. So, like, the workflow so far has been just go over to the Labyrinth. Hit play on here. I have some MIDI going out from, it's using the MIDI through from my Syntakt going into my Labyrinth. Of course, we have Modbang cables. Transparent, slim, lovely. I designed them myself. So I'm grabbing these little snippets. Like, I'm just tweaking this, just having fun, going into tweaker land. You know what I mean? Play with the corrupt a little bit. Like, what? Let's have the sequencer affect our filter a little bit. Right now I have the filter running into the wave folder. We could switch it. Here we go. Let's take this out. Let's just hear how this sounds with the kick. What? Ridiculous. Let's have the sequencer affect some of the wave folder. That's what this knob does. It uses the stored voltage in these sequencers. And then you use this attenuator to decide how much of these stored CV values go into the wave folder. It's a very gentle effect. Sometimes it's hard to even notice. Here you can see it now. Oh, you can make it sound wild with FM. So here's FM right here. This is taking the mod oscillator. So we'll turn that down for now. Ring mod sounds so good on here. So this actually would be a nice bass line for us because the track doesn't have a bass line in it. I need some Syntakt. What? Something that I was like struggling with. There's some, like, I mean, they make some strange choices, right? Like the corrupt knobs here, they're very tiny, but they're so important and you use them all the time, but they're so tiny. And it's certain, what I didn't like is that the corrupt knobs do different things at different points across their turn radius, right? So like below 12 o'clock, the corrupt knobs just start bringing in new bits, like flipping bits for you. Turning on sequencer steps, essentially, is really what it means to say. And then you go past 12 and it starts like giving you new notes in those sequencer steps. And then you go all the way, you know, fully clockwise, and it starts flipping bits and notes. And that's cool. And I love what it does. I just kind of like, I feel like big knob, little knob. Like there's some stuff that's like big knob, little knob could have been switched out, but you got to do what you got to do. I can't help but critique it a little bit because I critique the stuff that I love. Don't get me wrong, I really do. I critique the stuff I love. I critique the Digitakt II when I first got my hands on it, but yeah, so I'm definitely enjoying all the stuff that's come out of this thing so far. Let me turn this down. So here's some FM Robert was talking about. Got our filter all the way open. Set on low pass. Turn that down. Let's see if we can find a sweet spot with the FM. Turn the ring mod off for now. Yes. Okay, let's get this going. Okay, wait a sec. Let's hear this. Ooh, that's cool. You know, I absolutely love the FX aid, which is this little guy right here. It's a multi-effects unit, but the problem is that it tells, similar to how the sequencer displays itself, it's talking bits, right? I mean, this is just sequencer steps, really, but this is using bits as a language. And to tell you how many, what preset you're on of the like 32 presets that I currently have installed in it, because it's just got all the default presets. So I'm honestly quite lost pretty often with what effect I'm on. There's an app called Modes for your phone, which I should. I don't think it's installed on my phone right now, but that would be helpful for me to have that up and ready to go when I want to use use the effects aid. But I'm also kind of having fun just hitting the button and seeing what effect pops up. So, I don't know, best way I could describe the Labyrinth, I mean, it says it right on this, right on the box here. Parallel generative analog sequencer, and that is exactly what you get. You kind of go in between, you're playing with this switch pretty often, this voltage controlled wave folder, or the routing switch that takes you from the voltage controlled wave folder to the filter, you know, which direction it's going. Having it in parallel is actually really nice too. Put the blend in the middle. Really nice rhythm in there, right there. So we just found this this sweet spot. This is the stuff I want to record. So let's do it. The question is how long to record it for. It sounds awesome. It just sounds good. Every once in a while I come across something, not every once in a while, all the time. That's why it's exciting. I come across stuff all the time. Yesterday I played on this constantly. I couldn't stop. I was like, this is just gonna be sitting next to my Electron gear now. I was like, now I kind of want to play like some more techno sets, which I don't normally do. I usually just try and have like one, but now I'm like, oh man, I could bring this, I could improvise on this forever. A Digitakt II, this, Octatrack running some like performance effects, high pass filters, some builds up, you know, some minor build-ups. Perfect little combo. So I'm gonna sample this. Set the armit. We got the threshold set good. Right? I thought I saw. Okay, cool. Let's get that going. We'll record 2 full bars of this because I don't like this sequence is crazy. Like who knows what's really going on with these sequencers sometimes. What is it, 5 steps, 2 dual 5-step sequencers? And I also am having fun with this chain thing. We'll jump into that in a second, see what happens. Yeah, let's sample. Easy as pie. so cool. All right. I'm just calling them all Techno Riff. This is Techno Riff 4. Because I've been doing this since last night. Techno Riff 4. Save. You can go here, I think. Okay. All right. No, wait. Yes. Okay, cool. Let's put that down. Wait. Double that. Trig length, 32 steps. And maybe we'll make the machine a stretch machine. Or we could slice it. See what happens when we slice it. We gotta turn this down while we do that. By default, we'll just have it play all the slices. And now we can play with like the comb filter on Digitakt II. Like, what? So fun. I haven't even tried putting a clap in over this. I just feel like this is so easy with just the hi-hats. Let's get rid of that delay for a second. See what happens if we do some of this. Wait, which one? Okay. Wait, no. Dang it. Yeah! We almost like made a breakbeat out of it. Wow. I gotta stop for a second and just acknowledge Korhan. That's all I'm gonna say, because I don't know how to say your name, but I have to strongly disagree with you. Hardly anything special about this device? Why would you even say that? Is there another one that does it better than this? I'm generating delicious riffs and moments. I don't understand. Yeah, I think it sounds awesome. This thing is just a vibe machine. An absolute vibe machine. And it's so easy. You don't really need, like... Okay, we're going back to this really quick. One thing that I really like about synthesizers like the Labyrinth, unlike the Subharmonicon, which is just like, well, it kind of works in the same fashion in terms of that if you just turn knobs randomly, it just tends to work. But the Labyrinth is You know, I feel like it really is made for people who are wanting to make techno production, and most of the knobs just make a good sound. Like most of the knobs will get you to a spot where it doesn't sound disgusting. The worst sounds you can make on it, I think, or like the stuff that requires the most finessing once you do it, is opening your decay envelope up really wide. So let's check it out. When we open this VCA decay up really wide, and while it sounds fun, like, that sounds nice, actually. I would just like to get some gating going on with that. Yes. Oh. It's all right. You know, we gotta cut. People having hot takes live on YouTube can be, you know, it can be hard. It can be a bit uncomfortable. Yeah, it's good. It's good to have an opinion, for sure. I don't know about coming in so hot on, like, it's not good at this or not good at that. Thing's been out for a couple days. You can't decide that in a couple days. It's just give it a chance there. But you might really like it. You might end up really liking it. Like me. Listen to the banger that I made. This can do ambient too really well, but I'm like, I've been wanting something that does techno production, and so check this out. This is actually, if you hold bit shift, and then I believe it's length, you can adjust the incoming MIDI clock. So like if I hit play, we'll just mute all this stuff. So bit shift. So now we have a different clock division for the incoming MIDI clock. Why is this play? Oh, dude, I had this on loop. Sounds a little weird at that clock division. Some absolute destruction. Another clock division. Could've brought that in there. You know what I've totally spaced out, and I don't know if I remember or if it does this or not, is compressor routing. Ah, dang it. Oh, wait. Second page. Yes! We can sidechain. Oh my god, did I not even see this before? I wonder. Like, try throwing a clap down? very Nine Inch Nails sounding clap. That's kind of minimal, I like that. So what's cool is like, let's go. Washed out too. Very minimal bass line. I'm gonna clap down a bit. A little abrasive. Actually, it sounded pretty good for a techno. All right, let's see if we can grab another riff. We got, so far what we're working with is, let's take this clap out really quick. I actually like, so I haven't put any bass lines or any, every time I go over to my Syntakt, I'm like, what am I gonna do with it? Like, I don't know. This is such an intentional workflow. Which I see why, like, Circo's in the chat, and so many other people do this, but Circo's the person I know the best that does this. But I see why Circo uses his Oxy 1 to sequence his Syntakt for his techno production, because it's a similar experience to what we're doing here, right? You can do, like, random voltages, random stuff like that. But I love that this is all one little box. That's really cool. But I am having trouble like finding a use for this, other than like maybe programming some, I don't know, for this kind of techno. I'm having trouble finding a use for my Syntakt right now. Digitakt II, no problem at all. Definitely. This is doing all the heavy lifting. I'm just throwing a kick and a hi-hat. This is like ideal situation for making live hardware techno, in my opinion, is just being able to just sit here and tweak forever, right? And then just bring out drum kits, because the Digitakt II has kits now. Sub bass, I did do a sub bass. So actually, no, you're on point here, because can you hear that? I mean, it's rumbling. So I did program sub bass on here because I figured that was the only thing that could really go with it. But if I add sub bass to this mix, just tell me what you think. I think at a venue, the audience would love what? The sub? Like, it works. Should be a sign. I don't know. I don't know what to do with it, to be honest. I just don't know what to do. I'm really enjoying the adding layers and layers and just kind of just like making a bass line out of the layers, I guess. Not smooth enough. The sample played for too long. Going on here. Let's go into the blend knob, right? So I have a patch going on where I'm taking U-Mix, which is getting voltage from, what was I doing with it? Oh, my mod oscillator is sending voltage into U-Mix, and I'm taking U-Mix and I'm going into the blend. So it's kind of just doing an audio rate with the blend knob, which is blending between the low pass filter, currently set as a low pass filter, and the voltage controlled wave filter. So when I bring that up, here's without it. It's almost kind of like an electro dancey thing that's going on right now, and then it goes into techno land a bit. Let's corrupt. Something evil. right now, I do have this being sidechained by the kick in Digitakt II, which we could turn off. This is also being sidechained by the kick in the Digitakt II. Somebody had mentioned that they wanted to know about the routing, how that's going on. I can explain that really quick. So I have the Labyrinth going out. It's actually going into this little box right here, which is a ground loop isolator, which I didn't think I would need. These are balanced cables, and these are balanced units, but despite them being balanced cables, I'm still getting a bunch of ground noise. So anyway, I used a ground loop isolator and it fixed the issue. So all good there. That's going into Digitakt II. And then I have MIDI through from the Syntakt, which is ultimately coming from the Octatrack. So going doot, 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 over here. Going right in here, little patch cable. I'm using one of these RetroKits TRSX modules, which is really cool. It just translates both outputs. One is TRS-A, one's TRS-B, so that you can connect it with any device. I have about 4 of them. They're like 15 bucks a piece, but they're totally worth it. So definitely invest in those, in my opinion. Invest in these for sure. Yeah, do that. So that's going out here, and then I have this routed over to this little oscilloscope. Honestly, this whole section right here, this doesn't matter. These have no value, really. I'm just enjoying the graphic. And, you know, being able to like see the actual wave folding. That's fun. It's not actually doing anything for me. It's not changing the way I make the music, or it's not helping me with a patch or anything like that. I'm just enjoying the visualization. This is a what am I forgetting? This is a low pass gate, and it sounds awesome. So actually, if I unpatch this and we go into the low pass gate, and then into this, of course we'd need to send a triggers. We could just send we'll do sequence 1 into the low pass gate. That's the low pass gate. Sounds nice. You know, it kind of sounds like a ladder filter on its own, just like a really short decay. Low pass gates are really nice. It's just, I have it in there because it's a module that fit, and I could actually use it if I wanted, right? Because low pass gates sound good. Let's just actually unpatch this junk and stick with the goods. Back to here, and you back to here. I designed these little guys. I'm proud of these patch cables, of course. Good to actually use them today. Do not sponsor me, Kroger. You're a demon brand. All right, let me say what's up to the chat. How's it going, everybody? We usually do this on Tuesdays, but I was like, I got a bunch of work that, like a huge project that I was working on, basically finished this morning, and it left me with a clear day, just a completely free day. So I was like, you know what? Let's stream. Let's jump in. I'm having so much fun with the Moog Labyrinth that I just wanted to share these great sounds that we've been coming up with. So let's say what's up to the lovely chat in here. Thank you everybody for hanging out. My name's Matthew, aka EZBOT, if you didn't know. I do these live streams once to twice every week, as well as some actual full-on videos with video production, which I do a lot less often because I have to have something that's really important, that it's concise, and I have a bunch of stuff on the board, but I haven't decided to make any of it yet. I love streaming. This is one of my favorite things to do. If you want to get yourself a Moog Labyrinth, if this has inspired you at all and you were going to buy one anyway, I do have a link in my video description that is very generous to me, and it's at no extra cost to you. So if you want to support this channel, it's a great way to do that. I feel grimy even saying that. Just, I don't know why I shouldn't, because this is what I like to do. But yeah, check it out. Link. Get yourself a Labyrinth. It's a blast. I am definitely vibing on it really hard. Love to hear you in Technoville. Thanks, Circo. Circo, here's another cool thing Circo's been doing. Circo's been offering these group and I think one-on-one private lessons where it's like a whole thing to teach you about music, hardware music production for techno explicitly. Of course, it overlaps with all genres, but like really about techno production. And I've met a couple of the students that have been working with him, and they really love it. So shout out to Circo for providing a really cool service for everybody on learning techno. I think Moog does do a 4-tier rack, just do it. I thought they did because I've seen a bunch of, maybe they didn't, maybe it was somebody else's rack, which had the Mother 32 DFAM Subharmonicon, and then at the bottom, this is when there was just those 3. At the bottom, there was that Grandfather, I believe it's called. It's the effects device. Looks just like a Moog device. I want all of them. Well, I was thinking a double tier would be really cool. I want it to, it needs to have an effects section too. So it's like, none of these devices have effects. And without effects, they sound cool, but they're very bland. You know, it's just a synthesizer. Since without effects, unless it's meant to be that way in a mix, don't sound like much sometimes. Especially these like bleepy bloopy type ones. When you add reverb and delay to this stuff, it sounds awesome. So pair this with like a mimeophone or sea legs, beads might be cool. Maybe not my jam to pair it with beads, but I think just classic delays would be a good idea. FX Aid, like I'm doing, these things are amazing. FX Aid XL would be really great with a Labyrinth. Big time. I kind of wish that there was just like another row on top of this here, you know. I wish I had another section. I don't want it to be any longer than it is, but I want it to go up a little bit higher, but not much. So if this had like double 1U, I would put more of these sideways modules in. I would have like 4 HP modules. It would be so sick. What I need is like a little summing mixer, another effect, and I think I'd be really set. There's no LFO, so I did have a noise tools in here when I was first playing with this in like my very first jam. This sound, let me turn this down. This sample, this is, you know, Moog Labyrinth running through the effects aid sampled into Digitakt II, but I was using the noise tools right here, and the noise tools is like got 3 different noise choices, like, or at least 2. I know it has pink and white noise, has a sample and hold / track and hold, and it has a slew limiter. And all of those are really great additions to the Subharmonicon because it is missing. Well, it's not missing modulation. There's lots of modulation on it, but it doesn't have an LFO. Like you can use this as an LFO, kind of, with some routing, but like this really could use an LFO. So it's like I either add another effects aid here, or I add an LFO section, but I want it to be an LFO that I can sync to the clock so that I can create some, you know, some ramping. That kind of stuff. I want to do that kind of stuff. It's not easily done here. 6U 84 HP is where it's at. That might be. This is only 62, so that is a little bit bigger. I have the 7U system, and it really is too big for me to have on the desktop, and also have like the camera be able to see what's going on in these screens. Took the class from Circle, and it was a blast. Very valuable. Awesome. Very cool. I'm happy to give Eric a shout out here because Eric Circo does great work, and Eric taught me a lot about techno production. It's true. It is true. I'm going back through the chat right now to see if there's any questions that were actually important. Not were actually important. That's not how I meant to say that. If there's any questions that I could answer that haven't been already answered. I'm sold. I want one from UK. Early start tomorrow. Yes. That's really cool. For your ambient stuff too, it could be, you know what? I think like we've been diving into the the techno side of things. I actually really like that they did this with the blend knob. There we go. This has like Big Sky emulations in it. They're actually pretty spot on. I believe this is the filter. Where is that one sound coming from? Oh, is it? That actually works pretty well with this riff. Bitch shift. Oh, oh boy. I gotta turn off this sidechain thing. Hold on. I think that actually works on top of this. For a second here, I want to find something though. What's cool too is this sequence chaining thing. This is kind of crazy. Right, they're like following each other, and then you can bit shift them so they're further apart. I gotta turn this track up because it sounds awesome whenever I hear it. feel like this little casa, this is worth recording too. Let's grab it. Look at all these samples I'm getting to make today. This is so cool. Lovely. All right. Techno Riff 5. Riff 5. Cool. Number 13. Don't mind if I do. It's like waiting for me. I'm just being brainless. Okay. Rink. Wait, did I have something on 5? Wait a second. Get out of here. Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay. We'll do 32 steps because that's what I recorded. Whoops. And yeah. Cool. Wait. What I was doing. Don't do what I was doing. Yeah, this is a tiny keyboard spacer. I apologize. I'm jamming. Like that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to find some sweet spots to record into the Digitakt II. And trying to think of like what could I do with my Syntakt. I'm still the most in love with my this original riff that I got on here. It just sounds so incredibly good. This is the first thing I recorded from the Labyrinth. And like I've gotten a lot of other really cool stuff too. Like this one sounds good. Like I really like this. I don't want to change this now. I love this one too. Some nice minimal. Could be done with 2 free flex. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, for recording phrases, using the Octatrack Performance Template 2FF or the hybrid template would work really well with this too. Both those templates have lots of effects with tracks available. The hybrid template has the noise risers, which you may not want for techno. But also, why not, right? Some real energy there. What am I getting from here? We got a new riff. That's so sick. I had to bump it up because it was so quiet, but that is awesome. Yeah. Let's hear that. What? That sounds freaking sick. Damn, that's really good. Techno Riff 6 it is. Techno Riff 6. Number 14. So I will admit, like, as I'm playing with it, there are some knobs that, like, turn off other functions, right? Like, if we have the blend knob turned all the way to VCF, then, like, our adjusting the wavefolding, depending on our routing position, is going to have, like, feel like it has no effect. Having this VCO turned up and this VCO turned down, like, you do have to get familiar with it, and you're going to be getting lost. I think even if you were like, you knew it pretty well, you'd still be like, oh yeah, this is why this isn't happening. It's the same kind of like with the Octatrack, where you're like, you're every once in a while just kind of like, why is it not doing what I want it to do? And you're like, oh yeah, I forgot. I need to go in here and do this, set up the record settings, set it up to do this, all that kind of stuff. It's a similar vibe in that way, which I think is fine, in my opinion. But there's definitely moments where I'm like, why isn't this doing what I want it to do? I found that I really am liking it the most in parallel mode. There's that sub bass, right? Imagine I sample this and we just sidechain it. Something, where is it? That's like really making that, it's like a, oof. Oh, and the rhythm for it is so wonk. I must have it. I must have it. I think we need to turn off the... Why is it pinging the filter so hard? Oh, no, no. We gotta turn off that reverb. Why do I still hear it? Alright. This is a bug that I've come across a few times. Wait, no, it's on the mixer. I'm an idiot. Not a bug. Don't ever quote me on that. Every time I think it's a bug, it's usually me. I have bugs in my head. All right, here's what we want. Let's get it. Hey. Threshold. Okay, let's see how that turned out. Okay, yeah. Techno riff. Tenno. What is that? Warframe? Tenno? Techno. Riff. 7. Right? Or was last one 7? I don't remember. We're going to 15. All right, let's hear how it sounds. We got this turned off. Let's put this, let's track this on the Digi, on our Digiboy. 32 steps. We're gonna run it through, get that amplitude envelope, stop being so silly. We are going to mute all the other sounds. We're on 15, so all the way to there. And there, and let's go into the sidechain setup. I do want to duck it on the kicks. It's on 15. Let's hear the kick. Longer. Is that even ducking? Am I on the right track? Yeah, it's ducking. Such a wonky groove. Put something on 14? Wait, I can't. Oh yeah. this to be shorted. making the... All right, let's change our hi-hat before we go crazy, right? These beats are so wonked up, they're just like... What am I using here? Just a one shot? It's like a palm mute. kick. Look at this thing going nuts. doesn't want water droplets in their music. Just played live hardware improv techno for like the last almost 2 hours. Thanks to this guy. I mean, there's just not anything else that I've picked up that was so intuitive. I could build something like this in my modular system. I have plenty of Eurorack. I have another modular over here, which I never touch, by the way, because it's over here. I don't know why. I don't know why. I like that I can patch here, but I also like that I don't have to. I like that I don't have to patch. Having an effects module is ideal. I think the next action I'm going to do is like go into the FX8 setup, because you can change what effects are on there and maybe only have like 8 effects and just pick 8 really good sounding effects so that I can easily navigate to them and know which one I'm actually going to, because I have no idea what effect I'm on. I'm just like hoping for the best. I also don't even know where the knobs are. And I think you can reassign the CV input on the effects aid so that I could send like clock to some of the delays, which would be nice. But I also like the idea of the clocks not getting clock. The clocks not getting clock. The delays not getting clock, because then I can create my own weird rhythms just by tweaking the knob, which is a really fun experience, in my opinion. I hope that you folks have enjoyed this stream on the Labyrinth and the Digitakt II and the Octatrack. Syntakt didn't really do anything. We didn't get any action done with the Syntakt. Frankly, for a techno setup, I don't need the Syntakt. I just need this and a Digitakt in my Octatrack so I can do some effects and bring these elements in and out and just tweak live. This would actually be a good scenario, in my opinion, to have this running into your Octatrack, have your headphones out, set on the Q mix, and then cue up cue this part into your headphones so that when you're playing live, you could tweak it until you find a spot that fit on here, and then, you know, fade in this synthesizer live. That'd be a really cool workflow, and totally doable on an Octatrack. I do want to point out that we have these lovely magnets that go on your Electron boxes, in the front of your Electron boxes. This is an LFO timetable. They're available at modbang.com. You should check them out. We also have the user-defined ones, which you can write on for patch notes. And I thought maybe they would fit and work on here, but this metal, I don't know what it is. I thought it was metal, some sort of metal, but it's not a metal that these magnets will stick to. So I was hoping that that would work, but it doesn't. I think it does work with the ALM cases. You can use the user-defined magnets and write patch notes for your modular live shows. Yes, speaking of live shows, let's talk about that really quick. We got a whole bunch of live shows coming up. I'm playing a ton of live shows this month, and maybe I'll even... I would really like to play this song at my next show, which I believe is in Portland. There are 3 shows that I'm playing this month, but there's 4 shows that I know of this month, and right now I'm going to give you a little spotlight of the 2 that are coming up the soonest that I'm playing. So in Portland, on the 21st, we have the Modbang Bangers Bash happening, which is the second Modbang event in Portland. So this is a really cool show. Come on down. $20 at the door, 7 p.m. at Holocene, a really cool venue from what I understand. I've never been there. Basic, Blake's, Brother vs. Robots, Som Shankar, and Nil Elsis are playing. All great artists. I've seen them all live. I've played with them all except for I've never played with Basic, but I've played with everybody else a couple of times. They're awesome artists. On the right-hand side here, we have Wave Fest. This is going to be a chiptune show, so there's going to be a lot of, you can see Trash 80 will be there, the creator of the M8, so there's going to be a lot of chiptunes. I've listened to every single one of these artists. I have not played with any of them before, ever. So I'm honestly quite, to be honest, I'm pretty intimidated to play that show. I'm not a chiptune artist. And I do have some M8 tracker like stuff that kind of falls into a chiptune category where it's 170 BPM and lots of like 303 stuff. This should be cool, and I feel like I'll fit in those moments. But my music is definitely nothing like what I heard on everybody's SoundClouds from that show. So I'm like, I'm the person playing first. They're aware that I am, don't fall into the chiptune category, so they're having me. I'm opening that show, which is, I'm grateful for that. So then I get to just get it over with and then go and watch these other artists play. It's going to be a really great event. Each set's about 30 to 40 minutes long. So come on down to Substation on the 23rd at 7 p.m. for that show. But there's more shows. There's another show at the 4Bs, another Modbang event that's got a bunch of Portland artists and some great local artists. I don't have that flyer up. We'll do that next week. And then there's another show, which I don't have a flyer for. I haven't seen the artwork for it. That's at the very end of the month, August 30th, that I'm playing. And that is going to be, I don't know where that's going to be. I'm imagining it's going to be at this place called Bad Bar in Seattle and Fremont. So I'm pretty sure that's where it will be at 7 o'clock on the 30th. Come and check that out. That's hosted by Fruiting Bodies, which is another collective similar to Modbang. It's a lot of Modbang people doing it, and or Modbang folks that help me out for the shows. Check that show out. That's gonna be really cool, and I'm playing that. And then I'm gonna take a little break, I think, for playing shows for like a month or two, for like 2 months, I think. I've just been playing so many shows. I didn't think this would be the year of me playing so many shows. I thought last year was, but man, I'm playing way more shows this year. It's like, it's cool. Of course, it's what I want to do, but it's a lot of work. It stresses me out, and I have a lot of projects that I want to work on. And when I play shows, it's like my cup gets full. You know what I mean? I don't know if you relate to that. For those of you who like to play live a lot, you run out of juice, and then you're like, I can't even think about playing another show. It gives me an anxiety attack. In fact, just thinking about that these shows are in less than 2 weeks is giving me a little bit of that chest. Something's grabbing my heart and going, get ready. Practice. But I think like I am gonna play this I'm gonna play with these sounds. God, these sound so good. That Labyrinth, seriously, I can't even believe how good it sounds. It's so awesome. I love this thing. I really want Spectrovox too. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I think I'm gonna play this techno. I'm gonna write at least a full 5 to 10 minute track off of this techno set. That's an improv performance, and bring this little Labyrinth skiff with me. Maybe by then I'll have a second FX8 in here, or somebody else could recommend me a module that would fit in this HP. I believe this is about 20 HP or so. Maybe it's 22. If somebody has a recommendation of something they think would be better than having an FX8 in here, let me know. I am interested. I want to fill this spot with something more useful than an oscilloscope, which I don't need. I do not need the oscilloscope. But yeah, again, stoked to play this stuff live. It's by far the most techno stuff that I've written with the least amount of effort. Thank you to a device that makes the kind of patterns that are really useful for improv dance music. Yeah, well, if you enjoy these kind of streams and you like this kind of content, my name's Matthew. I go by EZBOT as a performer. You can support this channel just by giving this video, this live stream, a nice like, leave a kind comment down at the bottom. Of course, there is a affiliate link, and affiliate links do pay us content creators really well at no cost to you. So if you're interested in picking up the Labyrinth, I did create an affiliate link. It's the first affiliate link I've made in a really long time. Anyway, use it. because it will pay me. And that would be really great. You can also visit patreon.com/EZBOT, which is how you can really support this channel, because that's where most of my work goes. And that's where I want to direct my traffic to. So if people want to support this channel, visit patreon.com/EZBOT. There's a free version, there's a paid for version, there's different tiers, different rewards. Octatrack performance templates are on there. I have a ton of them, and I'm making even more of them. That's the stuff that I was doing during the live stream with the effects. And sample packs are on there as well that I've made from awesome analog synthesizers that I have in my studio. Besides that, you can just keep watching and make some music and join the Discord. That's all I got for you. You guys are awesome. I will see you in a couple days, because I'm going to do some more streams this week.